4020.
The Wheelchair Challenge Cup then made headlines this week.
It did, for all the wrong reasons.
Yeah, but we need to go like just step back and work out how we got to where we are. Context. This is the reading between the lines part of the programme. Well, it was going to be, but now we're going to talk about it, so it doesn't really matter. So here's where we start. Catalans, back-to-back winners of the Wheelchair. They are back-to-back winners, aren't they? Mm-hmm. Yeah. I was at the final last year. 5 times
winners of the French.
They won that again last week, didn't they? Against a team with a funny name. The Pandas? Was it the Pandas? Something. Some French people.
Yes.
So, and I'm a big fan of French people. René Artois, he's French. The referee from the Wheelchair final, World Cup final, French. Edouard Lapaglier, French. Michel from the Resistance, French. So the Catalan Dragons, who are Catalans, not French, have been kicked out of booted out of the Wheelchair Challenge Cup. We say no, you not come over because France aren't playing England in a wheelchair international. That's what the statement.
France have decided now that they will not play England at Wheelchair Rugby League. Bear in mind these are nations 1 and 2, potentially great events that could be staged before the next World Cup, because they want to keep whatever powder they have dry. But that's in response to something else.
Because that's like the story. This is the story. This is the story that's out there. Is Catalans are out of the cup because France weren't playing the Wheelchair Rugby League. However, come with me with this in tribute to Edouard Lapaglier, the following scenario. So imagine if England were going to play France at Wheelchair Rugby League at some point, because they must have been slated.
Mid-season international.
Because we play each other all the time. It's not as if it's a surprise that we're not playing.
Mid-season international at a prestigious venue.
So imagine if this was happening, and then this didn't happen, because if we step back, England's men and women, who only ever play France and occasionally Wales sometimes, the women, and certainly the men, they play France every year because that's what we do. And you'd think England, with no mid-season international this year, they would need a warm-up perhaps ahead of the games against Australia, because we want Australia. We need Australia. We need Australia. That's been borne out by the ticket sales. We need Australia.
Who do France need?
They need us.
Right.
And what are we saying to them?
No.
Up yours de los.
No.
That's what we're saying to them.
Yeah.
One for the teenagers. So, in response to England not playing France in a men's international and a women's international, in the running game, as you say, the mid-season international that would have been played at a prestigious venue gets called off.
In London.
And then the French,
part of the Olympics.
The French say, well, we're not going to play England then, at any point.
Dominic Ballout says, no.
No.
You must not go.
Up yours, head of the RFL.
Or whoever is in charge of
the Pope.
Arranging fixtures.
We're going to get a new Pope before we're going to get a chair of the RFL. And then...
Maybe they'll combine the role.
Yeah. Must be only a part-time job, surely. And then, Catalans get kicked out of the Challenge Cup. So everything goes back to a point that no one's brought up yet.
I have to say...
If that was the scenario, sorry.
It all seems very petty.
Well...
There are no winners. Catalan Dragons for the last 2 years have enhanced the Challenge Cup. But we'd obviously rather they hadn't won it.
Yeah.
But, they are almost... with the exception of maybe a couple of players, they have the ability to be the French national team and Seb Bashara. That's good.
Who is not the England captain, just in case people might have thought he was.
But we're not going to see them in the Challenge Cup. And again, it devalues the Challenge Cup when a team can get a passage straight to the semi-finals.
So I assume now...
It's just through no fault of their own because of the draw. Happens to be Halifax.
And I assume
who, bizarrely, could have French.
Well, they could now, couldn't they? Yeah.
Could have Catalan players playing.
So I assume now that the European Club Championship, which has been a thing for 2 years, that's not going to...
You wouldn't have thought so.
I mean, I didn't think that was going to happen anyway, because you could kind of work that out.
And you'd have thought it would have been announced by now.
So because England, at the running game of Rugby League, don't want to play France... which is just a thing that happens, and has happened. England play France forever,
and they should play France in France.
Because like we should play Wales because they need So because we won't play England won't play France in the running game, Catalans Dragons have been kicked out of the Wheelchair Challenge Cup. There's a story for you. See, you tune in. There's the news.
There's Rugby League.
There's the stories. I was going to say, reading between the lines, but we can spell it out to you. It's obvious. I mean, no one's really, I don't know. So what is going to happen? Nothing's going to. So are England going to play wheelchair rugby league? Oh, Australia, we know that, don't we? But we don't know that. But we do know that. Which is a shame. Because everyone likes England France. Because we was on the telly.
There's a proper rivalry.
Like millions of people watched it on the telly on a Friday night. Kicked off Garner's World. It annoyed Monty Don. Everyone loved it. French referee.
And the likelihood is they are going to be playing in the World Cup final in 2026, which is only next year.
No.
So you could have had good build up.
Have they got some secret tactic? They haven't got any secret tactics. No, because everyone knows
politics.
Everything.
It's politics.
Oh. So that's why we believe, this programme believes,
this house believes,
it's all because of the
intransigence on all sides,
the people. So now we're in the quarter-final stage, but Halifax are in the semis, and the final's the week after the thing, and it's
and Leeds and Hull play this weekend in a quarter-final ahead of the other quarter-final.
It's good that everything's easy to follow, isn't it? And
we don't make it easy.